More in this edition of Car and Driver.
It's the second year for the Car and Driver 5 Best Truck Awards, and the editors have assembled in the woods of northern Michigan for secret testing of the newest trucks, vans, and sport utilities.
We started 5 Best Trucks last year for the first time because we just weren't picking enough trucks when we did our 10 best cars. Ultimately, we're car guys, we love driving, and trucks are about carrying things. They're not necessarily about fun to drive behind the wheel. At the same time, the public is buying just as many trucks as cars, so we needed to recognize them, and that's why we started this competition.
This year, the competition adds a new element to the judging. Since even we can't control the weather, testing has been forced to happen in the rain.
The gods haven't smiled on us this year for 5 Best, and we've picked some rainy days here. And I guess what we figure is if a little rain's going to bother trucks, well, they don't deserve to win anyways.
To pick those winners, the editors are going over every detail of each vehicle. And like the 10 Best Awards, the contestants are vehicles that are new for this year or have had significant changes. And for 2002, that adds up to 20 new models. Last year's winners are also invited back to defend their titles against the newcomers. But unlike 10 Best, the Truck Awards are split into 5 separate categories.
Since we initiated 5 Best Trucks to make sure we recognize trucks, we then decided we want to make sure we recognize every category within trucks. And we've got fundamentally sport utilities, pickups, and vans. And we came up with 3 SUV categories simply because there's about 60 SUVs on the market. There's only about 20 vans and 20 pickups. So 3 times as many SUVs, we gave those 3 categories. And we broke those down into small, large, and luxury.
In each of those categories, there are specific things the editors are looking for.
With any of the 5 Best Trucks, we're looking for the vehicle that best satisfies the customer's needs in that market segment. So, for example, a pickup truck, we like, in addition to the fact that it drives and rides pretty well, we need to know that it's got good towing capability. There's a wide range of engines to satisfy all the needs of the customer in that area, big pickup box, and a useful cab. In the full-size SUV area, we're looking for a large interior with some cargo space, good room for passengers. Again, towing capacity is useful because a lot of people are taking boats and so forth in that segment. And in the small SUVs, like we say, I like to see a nimble handling car, one that gets halfway decent gas mileage. Those kind of things are more important. Good visibility, that sort of thing. In the minivans, obviously, people space and cargo flexibility takes precedence over almost everything else. So does car-like ride and handling become very important in that department.
The most impressive class this year is luxury SUV, with the automakers bringing out the biggest and most refined large sport utilities we've ever seen. To be considered in this class, the vehicles must have a starting base price over $40,000. With luxury SUVs, we are still looking for vehicles with utility. But with most of the candidates having sticker prices above $50,000, there's more than functionality that the customers are looking for.
In vehicles, whenever you pay more than, say, 40 grand, making a statement is as important as getting on down the road. And luxury trucks, well, they're for really making big statements.
The biggest statement by far is being made by GM's new Hummer H2. Then there's Lincoln's totally redesigned Navigator, the new Range Rover from Land Rover, and the X5 with more horsepower this year, allowing it back into competition. But it takes more than power to win a 5 Best Award in any class.
When we're looking at these 5 Best Trucks, certainly utility is a big part of it. Trucks are all about carrying things, and if these machines can't carry people and things efficiently, well, they're not much good. We certainly look at value. We always want to get the maximum truck for the buck. And we also look at fun to drive, because ultimately we're at Car and Driver. We like driving even when it comes to trucks. And if we've got a machine that can carry a lot of stuff, we'd still prefer the one that's a little bit quicker, a little bit more responsive, a little bit more nimble. So utility, value, fun to drive.
And the ones that do that the best are the ones that take home the title.
Coming up, the editors cast their votes. The 5 best winners are next.
Now, remember, Jesse.
Now, the 5 best truck awards. Starting with a returning champion and the first of 3 Hondas to win this year. The Odyssey taking the most votes for minivan.
Nowhere in this competition does practicality come into the picture more than in the minivan section. I mean, this is all about families on vacation and so forth. And of these contenders, the Odyssey has the best package in terms of comfort for 7, cargo space behind the back seats, and all that sort of thing in a car-like driving vehicle.
The Odyssey has always enjoyed a car-like ride, but it's made even better this year with a retuned suspension. Also new for this year is 4-wheel disc brakes and a stronger V6 under the hood, putting out 240 horsepower, 30 more than last year. Best of all, the Odyssey starts at a base price of $24,710, and even with all the options, still remains under $30,000. Next up, the Honda CR-V, taking top honors for small sport utility.
CR-V's always been one of the more nimble vehicles in this class, and from a handling standpoint, it's still the case. With a little more power, of course, you can have a little more fun in the turn.
Honda has improved the CR-V by adding more power for this year, now 160 horses in all. The interior has also been improved. Customers will find more refinement as well as more cargo volume with the back seats folded.
Another of the CR-V's real strong points is the price. Starts up to just a little over $19,000. A lot of value for that kind of money, especially when you got the promise of Honda resale value and reliability.
Value, performance, and quality add up to a winner every time. But you want more space? Honda has another solution for you with the all-new Pilot taking the most votes for large SUV.
Honda has done its typical job with interior space, putting it to very good use, and there's a lot of interior space in there to work with. For the size of the vehicle, again, typically Honda, a lot of storage, a lot of very thoughtful touches inside. So that aspect of it's very good. It's one of the quietest Hondas I've ever driven, and that's a plus in this market. And good power, it has everything it needs except perhaps a lot of towing capacity.
The Pilot's power comes from the same 3.5-liter V6 found in the Odyssey minivan. And while its 240 horses don't make it a Rubicon trail runner, the Pilot is a lot of SUV for less than $30,000. Now the luxury sport utility class, with the votes going to the new Range Rover from Land Rover. The 2003 Range Rover is only the 3rd significant redesign in its 30-year run, and this year offers a wide range of improvements, including an air-sprung independent suspension, traction control, and a powerful BMW V8. Occupants ride in a lavish interior that makes you think you're driving fine furniture instead of an SUV. Rich wood and brushed aluminum cover the dash, and everyone sits in exquisite leather seats. All this opulence is priced at just under $70,000, which isn't cheap, but in no other sport utility is the word luxury quite so appropriate. And now, the best of the pickups. Once again, the award goes to the Chevy Silverado. In judging for 5 best, the entire vehicle line is taken into consideration, and no other automaker has such a wide range of choices as Chevy. Back that up with a hydroform frame, 4-wheel disc brakes, a low starting price, and a whole family of powerful and fuel-efficient V8s. And that adds up to a package that keeps the Silverado on top for 2002, giving it another spot on the 5 best list from the editors of Car and Driver.